Knots and Brui by Bob Davidson. Well, do you ken the name of that tune? No? No, neither do I. I learned it by lug of a horseman fae Northlies. He didn't ken the name of it either. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Geordie Robertson, but most folk call me Dud, and I'm the oarman on this farm. And this here is our bothy. It's what we lads call hame. And ken this, it suits me just fine. This wee yarn takes place Saturday afternoon in about the longest day, 1924. Now then, what's going to be happening the day? Let me think now. Oh aye, we're expecting the arrival of our new loon. He doesn't usually start in November, but you just try telling the 14-year-old laddie who's just been loused for the scale that he has to hang about a puckle month afore starting on the farm. And what else? Oh aye, the manny's coming to tak her footy. And to tell you the truth, that's about it. So if you were thinking of listening to this and you didn't bother, well, you're no missing much. Anyway, I had the bothy to myself for a wee whiley, and so I thought I'd get my fiddle down and hae a tune to myself. And I'd just finished when the new loon appears at the door. Oh aye, I says, am I right in thinking you'll be the new loon? Well, he just stood there gawping at me, with his mouth open. He no got a tongue in your head? Aye, he says. Well, at least that's a start, eh? So I introduced myself, and he told me his name was Wally McGowan. So I said, I'm very pleased to meet you, Wally McGowan, but as long as you're the loon, you'll no be needing a name, 'cause the loon is what you'll be called, or ich loon. He seemed happy enough at this, and he sat down on the kist by the fire. So I says to him, can ye play the fiddle? No. Squeeze box? No. Mouthy? No. Comb and paper? No. God, you're no much yes. So I says to him, can you work a pair of horse? Aye. What? Havers, can you hell? Och, well, never mind, eh? You've time enough yet. And I smiled at the laddie, and he managed a smile back. Just then the door was flung open, and Ross came in with a face like thunder. Ross usually had a face like thunder, even on the sunniest of days. He took one look at the loon and turns to me and says, Aye, what's this? The new foreman? So I says, no, that's Wally McGowan. Will that be Wally McGowan, the new foreman? I kent what was coming. So I says, och, dinna, Ross, he's the new loon. So you're no the new foreman? It didn't usually tak long for Ross to put the fear of death into folk, and he must have seen that the young laddie was scared. No, says Wally. Well, get your arse off the foreman's kist. And he kicked the loon on the leg. So I went ower to him. This is Ross. He's an ill-natured bugger. He's no the foreman either. I'd kent Ross for a while now, and kent what he was like. No, maybe no, he says, but at least I'm no the oarman. Well, I was fair black-affronted. The cheek o' it, eh? So I says, here, I can work a pair of horses good as you ony day, and fine you ken it. Well, he looked at me like he was getting ready to strangle me, and he shouts, but you dinna though, do you? But I could if I wanted to. I would just rather be an oarman, that's all. Aye, so you can lie half the morning in your bed, louse half an hour afore anybody else. He was a crabbit devil. Ross, I says, every firm needs an oarman, and nobody can grape dung like me, and nobody can thin neeps like me. And come to think of it, nobody can play the fiddle like me. Nobody'd want to, he says, in a richt huff. I winked at the loon, and he winked back. Just then Jeck wandered in for the close, and hung his hat on the nail by the door. Och aye, he says, is there ony tea? I'll get some, Jecky. I went ower and whispered to the loon. Now, he is the foreman. That's how I'm getting him his tea. What he says goes. But he's all right. He's the first, Ross is the second, and Sandy, wherever the hell he is the third. Is that no right, Jecky? Jeck was a braw lad, dapper in a bothy kind of way. Hair aye neatly combed, mouser aye neatly trimmed. It was an attitude thing with Jeck. There would be nae point in ploughing a straight furry if you didn't comb your hair. There would be nae point in building immaculate straw stacks, and Jeck could build immaculate straw stacks, if you didn't gie your bits of polish and so on. Things had to look right as far as Jeck was concerned, and that included himself. "Here," he says, "you'll never guess what that idiot Thompson is up to." This was Sandy he was talking about. You haven't met him yet. "What, our idiot Thompson?" I says. "Sandy? Aye, you'll never guess." Well, even Ross pricked up his lugs at this. Jeck got comfy on the kist and kindled up his pipe. "He's washing his hair and his mouser and his oxters and the horse trough." "Eh?" says Ross. "I'm telling you, lads, that's what I saw." Ross shook his head. "Well, I'm no letting my pair drink out of there again." "Is he going daft in the head, do you think?" said Jecky, in ahint a cloud of pipe smoke. Ross usually didn't try his crabbit stuff on Jecky. He kent better, but he quips, "What do you mean, going daft in the head? He's been daft in the head all the time I've kent him. It'll be for the money coming to tak our picture, which is another bloody waste of time." It took a lot to please Ross. I handed Jecky his tea and said, "But there's no need to wash just 'cause you're getting your footy ta'en." "No, Dod, you're right," said Jeck. "I think it's Lizzie Watson." "You think what's Lizzie Watson? What, the wee lass that works in the house?" "Aye, I think our Sandy has a notion to dip his spurtle in her porridge pot." "Jeck, the loon! Man, you're a coarse bugger." Well, Jeck just laughed at me, spat on the flare and said, "No, I'm no," and then he went on. "I think she's been putting an extra dollop of butter or an egg in his milk can each morning." Well, I just stared at him for a minute and says, "Does that actually mean she's been putting an extra dollop of butter or an egg in his milk can each morning, or does it mean something else?" "What?" says Jecky. "No, it means just that." "Och, well," I said, "she sometimes does that with me too. She's a braw wee lass, Lizzie." Ah, good luck to them both. And afore the words were out my mouth, Sandy came in, cheery as ever. "Baith a wha?" says Sandy. All Ross's pair. And what are they needing good luck for?" Drinking out the trough now that it's fu' the clert for your oxters." Sandy just looked at me and grinned. "Ah, you can rib all you like. Nae harm in being clean. What's this?" "This," I said, "is Wally McGowan, our new loon. Pleased to meet you, Wally. I'm Sandy, third horseman. No long since I was a loon mysel." "What are you fae?" "Milton the Kettins." "God, that's about 8 mile awa. Did you travel all the way here?" "No, I came by bike." "A bike? God almighty, you'll be telling us you own a farm too." Jecky tapped out his pipe into the heel of his hand and looked the laddie in the ee. "Your father was Rab McGowan?" "Aye. I kent your father. He was a good man. He ploughed a straight for 'ee. I was in the bothy with him at Milton o' Campsie. Just for the one fee, but he was a good lad." "He was killed in France, eh?" The loon nodded, and his gaze dropped to the flare. "Aye," he whispered. "The Somme." "I lost my brother Douglas there," said Jake. "Hell o' a carry on. Ross there was gassed at Passchendaele. Now, I ken I shouldn't do it, but sometimes I just can't keep my big mouth shut. So I says, pity the Germans hadn't used laughing gas. The bugger mightn't have been so crabbit." As soon as I said it, I kent it was a mistake. "Aye, and maybe if you'd been there, you wouldn't have been so bloody lippy." "Dinna listen to him, Ross," said Sandy. "If Geordie'd been there, he would have just had to play a couple of strathspeys on one fiddle of his, and all the Germans would have got up out their trenches and ran all the way back to Berlin." Well, Ross louped up off his kist. "You young buggers haven't a clue. Ken at the Hurst, after the binders loused and the shaves are lying about the park as far as you can see, well, that's what the bodies were like, lying there like shaves of corn. That's just what it reminded me of. And now when I see shaves lying out after the binder, they remind me of bodies, except they're no all stinking like dead rats in a load of flare boards. Ross, the laddie's feather, och, he was in of the lucky ends, after what we went through to come back here and die in slavery." Jeck looked at him. "Pear Ross, he would fight the whole world if he could." "This isn't slavery, Ross. To hell we get every Saturday afternoon off now. And what bloody good does that do us?" And at that Ross grabbed his bonnet and stormed out, slamming the door ahint him. "God, he's richt crabbit the day," said Sandy. "It's no our fault he was in the war." "Aye," I says, "he's mair contented when he's working." "Oh, but he is," said Jakey, kindling up the pipe again. "Och, aye. Keeps your mind fae wearying, I suppose." It was Sandy that broke the silence. "Do you think there'll ever be another war?" "No," I said, "never. No like the last one, anyway." "Ah, wouldn't be so sure?" "No, nae way, Jeck. Lads wouldn't go." "You think no? They went the last time." "Aye, but that's because they didn't ken what to expect. A'body kens noo. Lads wouldn't gang. You think Ross would go again if you tell him to?" "Well, maybe you wouldn't hear say in the matter." "No, there'd be mutiny, man. The working lads would all refuse. The French mutinied, did they no?" "Aye, at Verdun, and a damn lot of good it did them. Thing is, Geordie, you'd need a'body to mutiny, no just ae side." "I ken, but in the German army there must have been hundreds if no thousands of lads, just like us, that maybe worked on German firms or something. Daft when you think about it. I mean, if a'body had just thought, 'Och, I'm awa hame to get some ploughing or harrying done,' then there wouldn't have been a war at all. There would have been nobody there to fight the damn thing. Just a puckle generals sitting on their cuddies with nobody to roar it. No, I can't see it ever happening again. No anything like the Great War. There might be wee skirmishes or that, but nothing like the war in France or Flanders." "Ken Davy Cameron?" said Sandy. "Used to be the cartler at New Biggin." "Aye. Well, I was speaking to him last Saturday afternoon in Cooper Angus. He's joined the Royal Air Force." "Davy?" "Aye. Man, I never kent that. Aye, he's been in about a year noo. Onyway, he was hame on leave, and he tell't me that he was out in Mesopotamia." "What, with the Air Force?" "Aye. What do you think he'd be doing out in Mesopotamia on his own? They've been out there a while noo." Well, at this Jeck's brow furrowed, and he stared at Sandy. "Our Air Force is in Mesopotamia?" "Aye, that's what I was tell't." "And just what the hell are they doing there?" "Bombing folk, so Davy says. They send out a whole load of big de Havilland biplanes, bomb some folk, and then come back for more bombs. It's Davy's job to load them up." "Christ," said Jeck, "he'd be better back here getting some real work done. I can't understand some folk." And at that he checked the time on his Ingersoll and made for the door. Checking his hair was richt and the wee mirror hanging on the doorpost, a forepitting on his hat. "I'm awa to pay the laird." The loon looked horrified. "What do we hae to pay the laird for? I thought he paid us." Well, I couldn't help but laugh. "What? Have you never heard that afore? That means he's awa out for a pish, you dafty." "Right you, hae ye a kist?" My mother's going to send her my feathers to a kiss the morn." "Very good. Right, well your claes kist can go there, and your meal kist can go there, I suppose. That's Jeck's there, nearest the fire. Ross's is next to it. That ane's Sandy's, and that ane's mine. Yours can go next to mine. Everything's in a strict order in the bothy. Jeck's first, Ross is second, Sandy's third, and I'm next, and you're last. Jeckie's first to sit at the table, and he's first to leave. He leads first out the stable in the morning, and he's first in at night. What he says goes, but he's as good a foreman as I've come across. This is my third fee here, and I'm happy to bide on for another if I'm allowed. Jeck's also the first to wash and use the towel, and I'm afraid to say you're last. So by the time you get a shot of the water, it'll be Guy Barkett, and the towel will be soaked. But that's just the way it is. Jeck and Ross share this bed, the end nearest the fire, Sandy and me's in here, and you can hae the end into your cell, although you might find a rat in there with you occasionally. There's a wool blanket there for you, just sleep in your sark and drawers. Right, your first job in the morning is to mak the porridge for the rest of us. A'body's up at 5, and the lads will see to their horse, and you mak the porridge. Do you ken how to mak porridge? Aye. Aye, well see and mak sure you hae a braw fire going first. Fill the pot for the pump in the close to about here, and then hang it on the sway, and bring the water to the boil, and then trickle in handfuls o' meal. Then you just fling it in on the old way. We dinna want dry knots in't. We dinna want it all knots and brew like bishop's shite. So just a wee puckle sprinkled in at a time. Do you think you'll manage that? Good. I'll keep you richt for the first week, and then you're on your ain. You'll be working with me most of the time anyway, booing neeps, spreading dung, and seeing to the tatty pit. You and me can do onything and awthing, just where we're needed. You'll get a shot or twa of the aura based, and syne after a whiley, we micht just let you tak a load of neeps into toon. But that'll no be for a whiley, so dinna get o'er excited. Sandy was grinning the whole time. I can mind the first time I was let awa on my ain with the orra based in the cart. Man, I thocht I was the bee's knees. Fat a feeling that was. Awa on my ain with a horse and cart. I thocht I was the laird himsel. Sandy was a good lad, and I was fond o' him. Are you going to try and bide on for another fee, Sandy? No, I've other ideas. Oh, aye. And would the other ideas involve a certain Lizzie Watson, maybe? Maybe. Man, you dinna gie much away, do you? Aye, all right. Me and Lizzie's courting, and we're going to get married. We're going to hae the banns cried soon. God, you're no a boy to hang about. Well, well, nae mere bothy life for you, eh? No, this'll be my last fee in the bothy, and then it'll be a cotter hoose for us. Maybe hae a garden. Micht get leave to keep a pig. Ah, well, mind your old bothy chiel dud when you come to kill it. Och, aye. I micht send you round some lard with an ingin out the garden. You can mak some scurly. Man, you're a richt generous bugger. But me and Lizzie'll no be in the cotter house for long. I hae a notion to tak the tenancy o a wee farm. 50 or 60 acres. Something I can work mysel, with ae pair and Lizzie gien me a hand. Just ae pair, eh? So you're no going to hae us bothy lads about your place then? No, it'll just be me and Lizzie. Until the bairns come along. God, man, you've got it all worked out. I'm fair jealous. Well, as Jake says, this is no a world for putting off time in. No, he's richt. I whilst think about going awa to Canada or maybe the Argentine. They hae some braw big firms out there, but I think I'm just as well here. I've worked all over Angus and the Mearns, and I had a fee down in Fife once. But here I am, no 3 mile fae where I was born, pooing neeps, spreading dung, and playing the fiddle. God, you would think there was more to life than that. There is, man. Get awa to America or some roads. See a bit of the world. Och, Sandy, I says, it wouldn't do if anybody was to move about all the time. Us bothy lads do it all the time. Aye, but that's just round about here. No o'er the world. Nobody'd end up in the wrong place. Toil's toil anyway, no matter where you are. Pooing neeps, spreading dung, and playing the fiddle. It's all I ken. And ken this? I think it's all I need to ken. You're never going to ken it all, so why try? I was put on this earth to poo neeps, spread dung, and play the fiddle. What more could a man want, eh? Aye, well, Dod, it wouldn't do if we were all the same, unless somebody was like me. Aye, Sandy, with your sweet-smelling oaksters. But it'll no all be easy on your wee farm, you ken. You'll probably be grafting more than ever to mak it pie. Oh, I'm no feared the hard work. Ken you're no man, I'm no saying that. You're as hard a worker as Jeck, and God knows there's nobody works harder than him. I'm no worried what it'll be like, Dod. Do you no understand, man? I'll be doing it for mysel. Just then Jeck donders back in, carrying a length of rope. Doing what for yourself? I hae a notion of a wee farm, Jeck. I'm courting Lizzie Watson, and we fancy after a year or two to get a wee place together. Courting Lizzie Watson, grinned Jeck. Man, I'd no idea. Well, I wish yous baith the very best of luck. You'll probably need it. Rich loon, tak a hold of that. Jeck hands the rope to the loon and goes over to the chair which is heaped up with clothes. What's there? I shrugged my shoulders. Ross's? Jeck flings the clothes on one of the beds and carries the chair over to the loon. Richt you twa, stand there. Jeck positions me and Sandy, passes the rope around us, yoking us up like a pair of Clydesdales. And then he hands the ends of the rope to the loon and gives him the chair to hold as well, like a plew. Right, says Jecky. And just at that, Sandy nudges me in the arm and goes, What was that supposed to be? Says Jeck. Meg aye farts after she's yoke it. I'm just trying to make it realistic for the loon. Richt noo, the first thing you hae to remember, loon, is that the horses ken the job better than ony man. You'll ken that when you get a shot of the orra beast. It kens the job better than us all put together. It'll reverse into the shafts without a word for anybody. Noo, the 3 of ye's a team. And to get them going, it's, Good lad. Noo, watch that blue pint. Watch it doesn't dig in and hit a big stain. Right noo. Bit them to the left a wee bit, eh? Hi, hi. That's it. And now to the right. Whoosh. Well done, loon. Now turn them at the end rig. Goup your plough, that's it. Whoosh, whoosh. Good lad. Aye, no bad at that. Did you do this at the scale with your chums? Aye. Now, straight as an arrow. That's it. Give him a wee word of encouragement. Come on now, you're doing fine. Aye, good that. We'll make a pluming o' you yet. Aye, up at 5 to muck out your pair and get him a groom doon. A measure of bruised oats and some hay and a drink, and then it's back in for your porridge. Soon as you louse at dinner time, mair to drink and a puckle of bruised corn. Then at nicht, fed and watered again and groomed doon for the nicht. You might look in on them later and maybe give him a neep. They're braw bastes to Clydesdale horse. Richloon, lousing time. I was speaking to the farmer's wife. You have to get your porridge with us in the morning, but you have to get your mate in the house. The maidy'll see you all right. Well, nobody looked round as the door opened, and Ross comes in like a smell from the midden, and goes over to his pile of clothes. What's been touching my clothes? That was me, says Jecky. I needed the chair for a while. Oh, right enough, Jeck. We all looked at him, as he had a bit rummage through his pile. Oh, where's my bicycle sark? Has somebody ta'en it? What is it? Now us lads all had a bicycle sark. It was our best, cleanest, tidiest shirt. And we called it our bicycle sark because it was the ane we put on a Saturday afternoon when we went into the local town on our bikes. What is it? Somebody's ta'en it. That'll be you, Geordie Robertson. What you done with it, eh? Eh? I haven't touched your sark, man. Honest I've no. I ken you're thieving meal out my kist and all. Oh, no, why, man? What the hell would I need to do that for? Christ, we get meal gied to us. That's out of order, Ross. I'll show you out of order. I'll give you a thick lug. Well, Ross came at me like a raging bull. If it hadn't been for Sandy grabbing him, he'd have throttled me for sure. Then Jake got in atween us. Christ, Ross, I'll no hae fechting in the bothy. That bastard's got my sark, I ken he has. I didn't hae his sark. I never touched the damn thing. I left it over there in my heap of clothes. I never touched it. Honest, Jakey, I haven't. Come here, Ross, says Jeck. And quick as a flash, Jakey grabs Ross by the sark and fummels with the material in about his neck, until after a minute, Ross, third gen doon, you're wearing the damn thing. Eh? Save yourself, let him go, Sandy. Well, Ross was now as white as a sheet, far whiter than any of his sarks. Oh, Christ, Geordie, man, I'm awfully sorry. It's all right, man. No, it's no, I should never have accused you of stealing. No, maybe no. I'm many things, but I'm no a thief, eh? And then about near greeting, he slumped down on the edge of his bed. I'm sorry, Dod, I dinna ken what's got into me this last while. It'll be their Saturday afternoons off, I says. We'd be better working, eh? Aye, I'm sorry. It's no trouble, man. As long as you've got your sark, eh? Aye, I've got my sark. Come all ye jolly bloomin' I am here to mak a killin'. I'm here to tak your footy, and it'll only cost yous a shillin'. And threepence each. Prices have gone up. Hello, hello, hello! Is there anybody there? And just then the photographer Manny sticks his head in the door. Well, well, lads, fit like the day. None of us said a word. The loon was stood by the range, hands stuffed deep in his pooches, staring at his baits. Sandy, head down, twiddling his thumbs. Ross, looking like death himself, sitting on the edge of the bed. And Jecky calmly cutting a bit of baccy with his knife. And me. What was I doing? Just standing here, I suppose. Just standing thinking, God, there must be more to life than this. Ross was recht. This was damn near slavery. Christ, you didn't even get a bed to yourself. Oh, maybe I should get a walk to the Argentine or Canada or some roads. A walk to the Hudson Bay Company or something. Onything would be better than this. Man, yous are a recht cheery bunch. A rare footy this'll mak. Oh, recht for some folk with their Saturday afternoons off. No like us photographers hain to work. Jecky looked up for stapping his pipe. Work? That's no work. Oh, aye, but it is. I was up at 5 o'clock this morning, and I've cycled all the way from Perthshire. I had 2 potholes and had a puncture, and my camera fell off the back of my bike. I just hope it's nae damaged. That's the camera, no my bike. No, there's a puckle scrapes along a side, but I think the lens is all recht. He gave us all a smile. Ross turned to him and said, "You'll be wanting us outside, if you'd all be so kind." "Right," says Ross, "let's get it our way. What are you wanting us?" "Just out at the door here, if yous can manage." So we all trailed outside, carrying the form atween us. The photographer Manny flitted about like a flea on the midden, getting us all how he wanted. Jeck sitting pride a place in the middle of the forum. The Manny gied him an empty beer bottle to hod. Sandy standing ahint him, pretending to gie Jeck a haircut with the horse clippers. Ross sitting next to him, cutting a half loaf that the Manny brocht and was likely to tak awa again, with the X. And the loon sitting the other side of Jecky, steering the porridge pot with the byre bosom, while Jeck shovelled in some oatmeal with his free hand. Ross glowered at the Manny with the camera. "Man, we're coorse, but we're no this coorse." "Och, aye, but it's fit folk like to see." "What folk? Wha's interested in us?" "Och, loads of folk in years to come will look at their photies." "Oh, aye, and what the hell for?" "Well, to see how you lads lived, of course." "But this isna how we live. Cutting bread wi' an X, steering porridge wi' a byre bosom." "Och, I ken. It's just a bit of a laugh, though, eh?" "Noo, hae we a fiddler?" "Aye," I says. "Well, get your fiddle, man, and stand there and gie's a tune. Rich noo, let's hae a shufty." He stands back and takes a look at us. Us, bothy lads, about to be frozen in time. A perfect image in a no-so-perfect world. All the secrets hidden awa out of sicht. Just like in most photies, I suppose. Knots and Brui was written and read by Bob Davidson. The fiddle was played by Freya Taylor.